What's going on, everybody? My name is OG. I'm the host, Qnw. We are Qnw Quarantine Network. I got my bros, Mirage Beach. Got Charlie Pockets in the building. Bros, how y'all doing today?
Doing good, man. How you doing today?
Doing good. Hype for this podcast.
I'm just great. You know what I'm saying? Got this new pen, key lime cake. Just want to say, I just want to let the people know as well. We like to apologize because we said we were going to have Larry Gaines, host of the 411 and Read Between the Wines podcast every Monday and Wednesday. But we're going to get him on, due to scheduling issues, things like that happen amongst creators, but we will have him on. But this is a special episode because you're getting the host of the show. We usually have we usually have guests on every show.
Yes, sir.
But we're the guests. You know what I'm saying? We want to touch base with y'all, especially for our independent artists. Mo, Pockets, and myself really believe that this podcast is meant for independent artists, new artists, particularly, and even artists who are seasoned, who have some skin in the game. They can pick up some knowledge from this too. What we want to focus on is talking about the stage name. When you're choosing your stage name, your alias, what you want to go by in this music business, because that name is going to go with you forever, however long you want to remain in the game for. So it's like you have to choose wisely. And Mo and Pockets are going to talk about it as well, but like choosing wisely what your name is going to be. I can speak for myself because I'm an artist as well. I chose the name Zoji. One, it's simple but profound. I was thinking of the rapper Jay-Z. Jay-Z, obviously, if you don't know what what he's talking about, then you won't know. But his name is simple, but yet it's profound. It stands out. I want something easy for people to call me. They ain't got to call me all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Young Shabash. Like, well, who the fuck is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you hear all types of names. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you just hear all types of names. You just want something to just stick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's powerful. Zoji is powerful. Zoji is confident, bold. Those are just certain words that just stand out to me. And that's what I want my fans. That's what I want people to see when they see me or when they hear my name, when they think of me. They're like, yo, that boy Zoji is on.
Right. So
yeah,
it's like you want something that's unique to you, something that kind of represents you, but you also have to think of always like the marketing side and the social media. You got to think of all that stuff down the road. So it's not just about, picking any name. It's really important to make sure you try and plan things out. So you don't have issues down the line, make it easy on yourself in the beginning.
And the funny part that we were talking before making this podcast is to explain, like, when you choose your stage name, you are the brand. So your stage name is going to be your brand. And with that, all your social medias need to be the same. So when people are going to type on Google, just try it. You go to Google and you type "We Are Qnw" and you're going to see our podcast. You type Zoji and you're going to see Zoji. You type Mirage Beats, you're gonna be linked with my stuff. And Pockets, yesterday when we were working on this podcast, he told something that we didn't think to put on, but is related to all that. Is the website. Like, you need to know that your domain is available in order to choose careful your stage name.
Right. Yeah, man. Pockets, you want to touch on the website?
Yeah. So when Mo mentioned domain name, he's talking about the web address. So if you're to start a website, Zog.com. It's a website, but it's also called a domain name. And to register a domain name, there's different entities you can go through: GoDaddy, Squarespace. There's all kinds of places, but
Bandzoogle.
Important. Bandzoogle.
Yeah,
right.
shout out to Bandzoogle.
Well, shout out to beacons.ai.
Beacons. Yeah. So, as an artist, eventually, even if you don't start one in the beginning, eventually you're going to think about starting a website. And if your name is Zog or Charlie Pockets, you want to try and get that website that's just yourname.com, make it simple, something easy for your fans. So that's one thing that can, there's a lot of things to consider when choosing a name, because there's so many different aspects that are going to be affected by that name. So the marketing, the branding, like Mo said, it's important. You're establishing a name, establishing a brand, and you want to do things right. You want to conduct yourself accordingly. You want to treat it like a business, because that's exactly what it is. That's what it's going to be, so.
It's not just that. It's not just that. That's what you are. If you're an artist listening to this podcast, whether it be now or 5 years from now, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's who you are. You are a business,
Definitely. And this applies not only for the independent artists, the new artists, it applies to artists in general. Like
right.
if your art is making, I don't know, cover arts, if your artist is being a producer like myself, so this applies on any type of business. And the reason we are making this podcast is thinking on the long term. Like, you cannot think like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to figure out everything later. No, just go step by step, take a calendar, work your schedule, and have your time to do all the stuff that you need in order, like, while you're choosing your stage name, you're going to think about your branding. So
right.
we're gonna provide.
Hey, who's snoring?
He's my dog. He's sleeping.
Oh,
yeah, bro. I have 3 dogs, so one of them is snoring. I don't know who is.
Girl, I'm like, man, that sounds like a human being, bro.
Bro, yeah.
Sleep like a damn human.
See, that stopped.
Yeah. He was like, well, I didn't know.
So we are making this podcast to make to let you know that this is a long journey.
Right.
You will not see results unless you got lucky on one track. You will not see results like in a short term. You have to think like, okay, I'm going to be on the road. I'm going to do this. Am I ready to do all this stuff? Because being a business owner, you are working 24/7, period. Your phone can ring because someone wants to make a collab with you. And my example is myself. Like, sometimes people call me, it's 3 a.m. for me because I'm in France. They don't know that. So people just go and send me a DM or call me, or my phone is ringing because I received an email. And if I'm awake, yeah, I'm going to answer to that email, or I'm going to answer to that DM, because you need to be ready every time, period.
What?
Yeah. And then, when you're building a brand, you're building a reputation, and this goes if you're an artist, or, you're a writer, you're a producer, you're, making music, whatever you're doing. It's important to establish, a good reputation. You want to show people that you want to also, show people your personality. Your fans want to get to know you, even if you're not the most extroverted person, just there's little things you can do, with social media or with your website or whatever that, can give fans just a little bit more than just your music or your writing or whatever it is that you're giving out, they like to see the human side of you too. They like to see other parts of your life. So if you can incorporate that into your brand and your marketing and just doing what you can to establish a credible reputation, someone that people know they can count on, or people know that they can, you're someone that they can talk to or work with or whatever. So, yeah, all of that's important.
Yeah. And other stuff is when you're going to make your PROs. So when you're going to make like all the paperwork for your to collect your royalties and submit a song, you need to have your stage name connected via AKA or alias, whatever you want to call it, register. Because if you're dropping on a song on your stage name and register on your own name, you will not receive the royalties because they don't know you are the same person. So that's why like it's important to go to all these steps. If you are interested, you can send us an email, and we're going to provide you some info. We're going to drop the email on the description.
Absolutely. But yeah, just tying everything back. Just having your stage name is just the start. Okay. Just pretty much what Mo and Pockets are saying, this is a longevity game. You have to put yourself in the mindset that everything is not going to happen today. It might not happen next month. It might not happen this year. Prepare yourself for the journey, because you might not think the journey is going to be worth it, but trust me, it is. Every step, every person you meet is somebody you can learn from. And hopefully this podcast brings you some game, just driving some game on you. So like pick your stage name wisely and make it stand out, make it be profound. It's you. The stage name is you. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're putting out to the world.
Yeah, when you're performing, you are showing yourself.
Yeah.
You are selling your brand.
Yeah.
And when you do think about your stage name, you have to think about business. You have to think about brand. And we also, if you need a brand piece, we can provide that on the same email. Just link with us. And Marcus, you want to talk, like, give them a little snip about the trademark?
QNW audio podcast available on Anchor. Follow us at We Are QNW.
Earlier, I was talking about how it's important to, when you choose your name, you want to try and also get that domain name. So you want to reserve, so you don't have to build a website when you reserve that name, but it's just a small step you can take to where you have that name and it's saved for you for whenever you want to build a website. So something similar to that applies to your stage name and everything, and your brand is also a federal trademark. So it's basically a federal trademark. The federal U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. You're going to have something different in each country, but in the United States, we have the USPTO, and that's where people file patents and trademarks and copyright stuff. So as an artist or a brand, you want to trademark your name. You want to federally trademark that name. It protects you when it comes to, your brand, when it comes to merchandise, a lot of different aspects. So you want to, it sounds like a lot. I know it seems like we're talking about a lot of topics, but just break each one down individually. And it's just little small tasks that you can do in the beginning to set yourself up for success, down the road. But
and protect yourself.
Right. And a federal trademark in the US is typically anywhere from $75 to $200, I believe, currently. So I've filed one in the past. It wasn't hard. I actually went through a company called LegalZoom, and they made the process real simple. They sent me an email. I filled out a couple things, sent it to them. They dealt with the Patent and Trademark Office, did the filing, and then a week later, the name was mine. So it's really that simple. It's not hard to do. A Google search or a YouTube search, will help you out. But like we said, we're here. We want every artist to be successful, and we're here for you. So, don't be afraid to reach out to any one of us or reach out to the QNW email that we'll put in the description. Right. But yeah, we're here for you guys. We're here to help you and give you advice and knowledge and try and point you in the right direction based off of, all of our own experience, dealing with, this whole industry. So.
Exactly. And that's why we bring on the guests that we had, because they all have some knowledge that we believe is beneficial for you guys, for the listeners,
Yeah, we've had a lot of great guests on here that have, we've had a lot of great discussions on various things, and everyone brings their own value. Everyone who's come on the podcast so far has, contributed in a meaningful way to what we're trying to do, and also, dropping nuggets and dropping gems and stuff.
Definitely. And so you wanna bring I'll let you bring the budget, the set up a budget, because you can explain it more better than me.
Yeah, I mean, as an artist, you want to have a budget for everything that you're doing. From when it comes to paying for a music video, recording, going to the studio, paying for a videographer, merchandise, registering your music, because different digital distributors have different prices for the music, how to register the song, all sorts of things, that you want to do. You got to have a budget for that. Your marketing, what I'm saying? Promotion. You trying to get your songs on playlists. That's not going to be cheap. If you have a certain budget, you got to stick to that budget. Unless you have like different prices, maybe something costs a little less, and maybe you can add it more to that budget. But you don't want to exceed that budget, otherwise you'll be wasting money. Especially if it's money.
And it's also sorry to cut you.
No, you good.
And is also related to your stage name, to your brand, because if you don't have the money to pay for a service, they already know that you link with them and then you didn't have the money to pay back. Right. So that brings negativity to your name, and you need like 30 years to build a brand, and in 30 seconds you can shut down. Right. So that's why we are bringing like the budget and all this stuff on the same podcast, but we're going to bring everything down in different episodes so you can be more into the details.
Right. Because you never know, we might have a guest that, a special guest to come on one of the episodes to talk about one of our, one of these topics more in depth, So you just got to stay tuned in for the episodes to come, because we moving.
Yeah, we'll be touching on each of these topics like in a more detailed sense. We just wanted to come on here and talk. I mean, the main focus of this one was, your trait, your name and your stage name and everything. So, but all the stuff we touched on, social media, branding, trademark, website, PROs, we're going to touch on that stuff more in depth, so stay tuned for that stuff. So, and then if you have something specific you want to hear about, just send us an email and we'll, or
DM us at We Are Qnw. On IG, you already know. Y'all make sure to subscribe to our YouTube as well. We Are Qnw. So I'm gonna tell you right now, my name is OG. You already know Qnw at We Are Qnw across all social media platforms. Follow me at Body Bags on Instagram and TikTok. Mo, tell them where they can follow you at.
You can follow me at Mo_Rays_beats with a Z at the end, or at _creative_Mo_. It's for cover arts and shootings and stuff like that.
Zoji approves.
Yes, sir. Pocket.
You guys can find me on Instagram, Charlie@Charlie.pockets.
Yeah.
Spelled just like that.
And with that, to the top.
Don't forget to check our next podcast. We're gonna have a special guest that can bring all the branding stuff to you.
Yes, y'all really gonna enjoy the guests that we have.
Yeah, we got a few special people lined up next. We've had some great ones. The last few episodes have been great. And we got some good ones on the way as well. So y'all stay tuned, tap in with us. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. We got Keys to the Game coming up, episode 10. You know what I'm saying? We about to be 10 episodes in, y'all. So stay tapped in.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.